Hello, Herbert. I am Erpaderp. I am rock. Look at how rock I am. Do you smell what Herbert is cooking? He shouldn't, because he's not cooking anything. Today, we berg. The instructions, I might check that I'm not missing anything. The instructions say sprocket and idler, and I'm inclined to listen to them. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I don't want to do the tracks today, though. I think maybe what I'll do, because part of the tracks is gluing the guide teeth things in strips onto them while still on the sprue. I might do that off stream, let them bond. Maybe do track assembly next week. Probably not. It might take a while to get those tracks done. What we need is these round boys. One of them just plops right off. The other has to have a bunch of cutting. Keep on track, buddy. I don't want to. I'll go off track. Like on the crazy train. That's not how the song goes, Herbert. It's off the rails, not off the track. Fucking idiot. That's some real negative self-talk there. And we've got to make a decision. There's two different drive sprockets. Actually, I can see the difference. One needs the outer doodad that we just doodadded for whatever reason. And the other one has like a indent with a thing. I think that one looks more interesting. So I've clipped that part off the sprue for absolutely nothing. I saw you driving cars in video games. You are definitely off the track. I can't deny that. But at least I have fun going off the track. That's probably important. You've also seen me driving trains in video games. And I never derail. Never. Okay, maybe I'll put these somewhere for safekeeping. They might look good in the bits box. Probably also worth getting the bits for our nice idly friends. I don't know why there's an extra ring thing here, but there is. Hard to tell where you're meant to cut that. Oh, I see why there's two rings, because you need two rings to build the wheel. Man, I'm smart. Now, there is a very fine line along there where you're meant to cut. Doesn't help that you can't really see that from the sprue, but that's probably good enough. It's not like we can't make any adjustments if it doesn't fit. Smart showman Herbert. That's me. SMRT. SMRT. Some nice keying there. That's very helpful. Thank you, Mr. Takom. I guess that's a way we can see how far that has to be cut too. Good. Maybe I should cut out all of the wheels so I can do them all at once. For once, I'm using my brain.
Yeah, this is big brain time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I am the greatest. Those should be fine. Only do 2 bits for that. Maybe I keep the ones that I've already cleaned up separate so I don't get all confused. Brain Dynasty. Yep, that's what my dynasty is known for. Brain power. Not dying to wolves. There we go. More scraping of nubbins. Nubbin Slayer on the loose. Play some fucking Slayer. Maybe I can have AI write me a Slayer song or a Slayer-esque song about slaying nubbins. Oh, Herbert, what a wonderful modeling music. It's true. I still haven't switched back from my epic station. How you doing, silly? Those look like they all line up fantastically. Everything's going to go together perfectly. There will be no problems. Raining nubbins from a lacerated sky. There's got to be something more modeling than lacerated. Slaving yourself through the day, eh? Well, hopefully the day goes without too much issue. That looks like it's set up all good and ready. Don't know if I was using the fast speed with this kit or not. Remembering things is hard. This will probably annoy editing Herbert if I get it wrong. Why can't I get the keying to link up? Is it because you're putting it in the wrong spot? No. For a very PLD old modeler who hates removing nubbins, there is a song about it already by Iron Maiden. Wasted years. It's the wrong hole. It's not the wrong hole, it's the right hole. Look at how correctly I'm doing it. See, the drive sprocket police haven't showed up. Gotta be doing it right. Rolls pretty okay for a lumpy sprocket. Teeth are probably all nice and straight. Hopefully. The right hole, that's what she said. The slut. Maybe she's not a slut, maybe she just knows which hole is correct. Let's fill that. That's a glue cup. You fill that with glue. Speaking of Iron Maiden, I can't wait to see them. It's gonna be pretty soon. Probably get cancelled on me again. And now, for my next trick, more simple assembly. More simple assembly that any buffoon could do. It's the wrong bit. That's not how it goes together. That's how it goes together. The only trouble here is trying to avoid putting glue on my fingers. Such a big drive sprocket, no polycap at all. Very disappointing. I know. The Polycap Appreciators Club will be very upset. I believe Trekan is the president of that club. He's probably writing an angry letter as we speak. Oh, Herbert's coming too. Let's cancel the whole tour. Please. Don't blame me for this. It's not my fault Iron Maiden hate Herbert. In fairness, last time the tour was cancelled because of COVID. The world has stopped giving a shit about COVID, so they probably won't cancel it again for that. Okay, there we go. We got one nice idly boy. Might as well make another one. The tank is going to need it. Ah! Fucking carpet monster. I was about 20 millimeters away from running over this with my chair and either flinging it off into who knows where, or crochenating it. Got lucky today. Now to find the pin. I have blank text files for writing angry letters to Mr. Takom, Mr. Tamiya, Mr. Hobby Boss, and so on.
Peace.
I don't waste much time. I just like Mr. Hobby Boss. Hi, my name's Mr. Hobby Boss. Owner and proprietor of Hobby Boss. I named it after myself. One more idly boy, ready for sitting idle, I guess. We're so close 100 carpet monster attacks. I don't want to get to 100, but we will. Hopefully not today. Not today, Satan. Trying to put things on my pile of garbage above my keyboard, and it's just not working. We're going to have a sprue avalanche soon. Mr. Hobby Boss and Mr. Trumpeter are neighbors. Probably. Okay, all of that is track doodadery. which I don't really feel like doing this evening, so I won't. This has too much wub. It's meant to be metal, not wub. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Doesn't seem like actually part of the hull. Maybe I shouldn't be worrying about it. That's for future Herbert to worry about. Current Herbert is going to start working on the engine. Also, I did peruse further ahead, and it looks like we might have some challenge, because the engine is totally different color to the interior. But it looks like there are also interior bits that go around the engine, which necessitate it being put in before the extra bits. We'll get to that when we get to it. Probably at least another stream or two just building the engine before we get to that. I don't want to be the neighbor of Mr. Trumpeter because he's playing the saxophone all the time. He thinks he's funny. He probably is pretty funny. Okay, should probably get the appropriate sprue out. And it looks like everything in step 18. We're up to step 18. I have skipped a couple, but 18. Wow, and we're only on number 7, I think. Can't see the name of the stream anywhere. It's because it's not named number 7 on Twitch. N sprue. N for nerd. N69 looks like it's just a little oil cap or something. It is outrageously tiny. That's what she said. So tiny that I can't get my clippers between the 2 little sprue gates on there. Almost lost it. That's impossible to hold and clean up. I don't think it really needs it though. 15. Found you. Of course, I know I know exactly what these parts are. I just prefer to pretend not to. I think that's all I need at this point. The next one is a very similar sub-assembly. I was confused for a moment, would you believe? No, I know you wouldn't believe I was confused. And Hobby Boss is a slavish amateur hobbyist. He's a professional. He's a hobby boss. I wonder if future Herbert will be so annoyed in the end that he glues the upper hole to the lower hole so nobody can see the interior. I might, just out of spite. I have been trying to think of ways to magnetize it without just having without just plopping a magnet in there. I don't think there's a way to do that. But what could be cool is I've seen in some, mostly at model shows, how they will model it with like some clear plastic bars holding the top up. That's a good idea. Are you a guide nubbin or an not an impairment nubbin? What's the word I'm looking for? An interference nubbin? An impedance nubbin? Ooh. Nearly went on the floor. Very good. That's probably all the bits that need cleanup. How does this work? Those don't belong there, but they're not hurting anybody. They can stay there. The other misters in the model kit branch call Mr. Hobby Boss a loser, and they think he is a boozer. Mr. Plow. Good old Simpsons. That ought to stay together. And then the cap thingy doesn't go on the big circle, it goes on the small circle. That does look really good. Fortunately, I didn't lose the part and have to make up some excuse about how Hans, the clumsy mechanic, lost the cap off the engine doodad. Not sure which way around this goes. I think this way. That looks engine-y. And there's this bit which goes in here. There we go, engine complete. Sure, that's the entire engine. Look, goes right there. Next step is almost the same. Almost. Hobby Booze. What do we think about Rebel? Rebel Hobby Booze? Having the numbers face towards you helps you see the numbers. Helpful pro tips with Herbert Erpaderp. Herbert, competent modeler Erpaderp. This doesn't look like what the instructions have. It is the right part, though. Maybe the illustrator got carried away and added more detail than is actually there. Oh, it didn't disappear. I'm just blind. Don't forget the tube that connects the engine with the sauerkraut cooker. I would never forget that. That's the most important part. How could a tank function without cooked sauerkraut? It couldn't. It wouldn't. Yes. Itty bitty baby. It's so small, it's funny to me. I have determined that this is an impedance nubbin. Maybe I should video the assembly of this one too. Just because editing Herbert likes to have as much editing to do as possible. To be fair, that is sorta true. You do want choices in videos that you can use. Looks like the tiny little cap goes in a different place. Sure does. Holding it the wrong way. But it is the place I thought it was. Once again, that looks quite good. Just gotta hope that is exactly where that goes and it's not around the wrong way or something. Otherwise, whatever the name of this engine club they'll have stinky shit in their pants. Seems correct. There we go. Satisfying. It is satisfying when all the bits go together without any fussing or fighting. I shouldn't speak too much like that because then they will deliberately start being bad. That's how it works. This part is N8. Its name is Nate. I'm very funny. Burgers. Indeed. I could do with a burger. It's not quite too late to order burgers, but it will be once I'm done here. These bits in here are impedance nubbins. They will impede the fit, I assume. Okay, this should be relatively simple. He says, being unable to stick the two bits together. I guess floor part goes on first and acts as a guide. Is it a floor? If it's an engine? The bottom of the engine part. There are guide pins there, but looks a bit rough around the opening for it. Alright, alright, alright. I have found another bit that needs cleaning. It seems like how that's meant to go together. And we all know that if it seems a way, it must definitely be a way. Goes that way up, probably. Now, is there a particular way around? I think that way. No, not like that. What a stupid idiot. Yes, it is this way. That looks kind of engine. That seems right. Dangerous thoughts when modeling. No. There's no way I could make any kind of mistake. There must be a way. For the right way around, you can research. Just kidding. No one would do research. That seems like one bunch of sub-assemblies done. It's not an entire step, though. Got more bits for subassembling. I could skip ahead and glue these two doobie whatsits on, but maybe I'll follow the instructions for a moment. You know, as a joke. That is a separate subassembly. Now, is that a 6 or a 9? I would assume it's a 9. Because it looks like the part shown on the diagram. When you build a submarine, there will be so many sub-assemblies. I'll have to remember that for when I build a submarine. Bottom, like this. Okay, that is another assembly. Maybe I'll stick them together before I get too far ahead. I don't know if that's meant to be so curvy. It's probably fine. This goes on here in a particular way. And I know exactly how it goes because of my gigantic brain and not because the guide pins showed me. Which is something everybody believes. looks neat enough. Excuse me. All right. All right. I'm sure this goes together in some manner. Probably like that. With, this on the front somewhere. Very tiny little guide pin. I understand that sometimes they can't be big chunks, but it would be nice if it was a little bigger. That on gives us a bit more holding area for this to put this bar on. Over there. I'm sure there's definitely a point to have the detail on top of that bit where this plate is going over be there. Definitely not just covering it up. Now, what else would you have me add? Oh, instructions of the north. None of these bits. More different bits. Know whatever this is. Probably a very important bit with a very important name that everybody knows. So I don't need to know it. Everybody else knows it. Here's another bit that might cause some problems. It's probably put there on purpose. Haven't you forgotten it yet? Forgotten what? Remembering stuff is for other people. That bit definitely is impeding the fit. Empty sprues immediately in the dustbin. I don't think I've emptied any sprues today. I can't get in trouble for not having empty sprues in the dustbin if I don't have any empty sprues. Doesn't seem to quite fit perfectly there. But... He said but. Empty them! But then I'll get all confused with all the random bits. I think if we put glue and pressure there, it won't be a problem. I could just cut it back a little bit here. That'll help. Probably. It did help, but barely. I think this bit goes on. Does it go on first or last? Does it matter? maybe easier to put on first. That's what I'm going to do. And nobody can stop me. Mwahahaha. Flast. I don't believe that's a word at all. You're making that up. Holding is the most fun bit. Okay, we got that. It goes around this way in the instructions, and we can attach this thing in here. That looks like it's meant to join on to something else. So hopefully it's aligned correctly. And this step also wants the dubas at the top to go on. Dubas being the technical term, of course, as everybody knows. Let's just nudge that bit we've just put on out of place, because why not? That'll be fun. It's starting to look a bit engine. I think you'll agree. Looks like and meant to are professional modelers' terms. That being me, the professional modeler. Okay. The next step we have a sub-assembly, but then that'll go on there. That goes somewhere on the top. I do wonder if there's any problem installing those two sub-assemblies before the rest. I'll do it as the instructions want it. Looks there's a guide knob on the bottom, which I will not cut off. That's crazy talk. That's the kind of talk I do. Oh no. Good thing I caught that with my shirt. Do not want to feed the carpet monster. Okay, that might be all the bits I currently need. Maybe we just get rid of that mold line there. Nobody wants mold lines. Probably won't even be visible once it's all together and deep within the bowels of the machine. Aww. Fed the carpet monster. Didn't feed it permanently though. Just a temporary feeding. Heckin' Christ. Garbage carpet monster. Maybe I really do need to make like a bib that connects between my desk and my shirt. This is some sensible modeling music. No, it's something practical for me to use. I don't think anybody would want to buy a large bib. Carpet monster is like the wolves in medieval dynasty. A complete bastard. Who has never killed me. I can't be killed. Not by wolves or carpet monsters. Seems neat enough. Can't tell if this is a nubbin or part of the part, but I think it's a nubbin. They don't show the front of the part in the instruction, so there's no way for me to tell. Which is the bottom part? This ought to be pretty simple. The ends of the cylinder are a bit different, which makes things pretty helpful, actually. And even this end has a sort of keying on it. I think I've got that right. I'm sure somebody will be very upset if I don't. Which is the bottom part. This would be frightful if said by medical professionals. It would be. Good thing I'm probably not a medical professional. I might be, though. I have played that one hospital game before. Okay. We've got this bit, which goes on here, which fortunately has a nice little bit of D-shaped keying. Everybody likes the D-shaped keying. Probably would like to avoid bumping and nudging that as much as possible because it will probably break really easily. Hospital sim or piss and shit on the floor sim? Why not both? They're pretty much the same thing. And we've got this bit which doesn't have any keying. And that's probably meant to go into the side of the engine. So it could be worth leaving that one off, because it might get in the way. And when we stick that on the engine, there's another couple of bits. Now I figured it out. It goes in that little bracket, which is shaped for the roundness. Who'd have thought? Obviously not me. That's probably what they want. They don't have a after picture on this page. That looks about right. Plenty of glue to avoid punishment from the glue god. And that should make it easier to get the little tube in. Should make it easier. Not bad. Hopefully it's all correct. Excuse me. By the way, I was at the supermarket today, and guess what? Nobody insulted me, and I searched in vain for the dead eyes of the cashier lady. Bloody amateurs. That sounds like a crappy supermarket. Don't go there again. Shop at Herbert's supermarket instead. Can't quite see what they want me to put on the other one, but I think it's meant to join into the side of this part I'm holding on. So it's not going to interfere if I glue it in place. Probably. I'm hesitant to put too much pressure on this lest I slip and snap off these very thin, cabley, tubey bits. That should be good enough. And if it's not, testicles. "61. I have found you."
Balls.
Exactly. 100% balls. Two more bits on this page of instructions. Difficult to hold onto for mold line removal. I'm going to assume something else mounts onto this bit later on, which I don't think I like. If we glue it real good, it'll be nice and strong, right? That's how it works. Goes in there somewhere. Also, I'm not really liking that gap there on that barrel. It's not really going to be visible, but get rid of those lines and it'll be better. Of course, I'm holding it at a point where it just pivots instead of going into place. Don't think it quite fits in the correct place, which is, as the kids say, obnoxious. It will fit, however. I clip off the guide pin. That's what's actually preventing it from going into place. Just pull it off to do that. Easy. I can foresee that having... is it finished already? Yeah, why not? I can foresee that having consequences later when it comes time to stick other bits to it. Hopefully, they're consequences we can just ignore. Actually, I think we might be facing the consequence now, because this bit goes on top of that. With nothing to support it, this is probably going to be annoying. You stupid shit. Could have just glued it together before putting it on, but the instructions doesn't even suggest that. Or it doesn't seem to suggest that. What a pain in the dick. Looks messy now, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Can't tell if it's meant to sit like at that angle or if it's meant to be flat. Looks like maybe that slight angle is correct. If we look at it the same angle as the picture shows it, it's probably going to be fine. And if it's not, we're building a destroyed Bergepanther with the engine all blown up. There's one bit that I didn't put in yet. I'm hoping just drops right in. Like that. Perfect, I assume. I didn't put that backwards. Why would I do that? Ah. I think maybe that's enough for me tonight. I hunger and am tired. Believe it or not, the person who's always tired is tired. Next week I will probably do this on Thursday night. Just as like a heads up. Because of reasons. And we've got more engine doodadery. At some point I'm going to have to figure out where I stop to paint. Or if I even do stop to paint. Depends on how I perceive it at the time, I suppose. I'm gonna do a raid at Cutino, who plays Room In Me on No Pixel, and is a cool Australian person. If you are a patron, there will be a new video tomorrow at some point. Should be pretty early because it's almost finished. I may play some video games. I will play some video games tomorrow. Don't know if I'll do it in the morning or not, though. It'll probably be Farm Sim or Railroad or something. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Say hi to Cutino. And, eat some candy. I don't know. Farewell!